That being said, maybe not sell your Bitcoin, but definitely sell your Ethereum soon, according to this opinion piece on CoinDesk. Sell the Ethereum merge. Many market participants think the highly anticipated Ethereum merge will be bullish for ETH. The opposite is more likely. I don't usually make short-term prognostications about the asset prices, but occasionally financial markets lob a fat pitch. Well-followed trader of digital assets such as Arthur Hayes, Mark Cuban, and Travis Kling have made very public statements here, and here about how bullish the upcoming Ethereum merge will be for the price of ETH. I think the opposite is more likely. Thank you, CoinDesk. I like this opinion. This lines up with my perspective. If you're reading this article, you've probably heard of Ethereum merge. It might be the best telegraphed technical event in modern history of digital assets since the invention of Bitcoin. It's so anticipated because of three reasons. One, Ether is the second largest digital asset as measured by network value. Two, it is a major change to the network with significant attendant execution risks. And three, it has been delayed so many times that market participants had years to analyze it. People tend to get excited about the prospects of these sorts of widely anticipated developments and think they will usher in price gains, but such occurrences tend to be seldom news events. Prior events like this include the launch of Bitcoin futures on regulated U.S. exchanges and the approval of the first Bitcoin futures ETF. Besides the fact that these events marked long-term peaks in the dollar price of Bitcoin and the prices of digital assets in general, they were widely anticipated. But these watershed events in the development of Bitcoin market also represented changes in the structure of the market for the asset they represented. In the case of Bitcoin futures and Bitcoin future ETFs, a new tool was introduced for selling Bitcoin without purchasing the underlying spot asset. The Ethereum merge represents a similar dynamic because it changes the structure of the markets for digital assets. Investors and speculators in digital assets have a number of consensus mechanisms from which to choose, but the largest by far in terms of market capitalization, and in my opinion, he says, the most secure. Who wrote this, boys? I'm liking this. Mr. Eddie Edstrom. We gotta go subscribe to his Substack over here once he gets kicked off of CoinDesk or something. Advocating for proof of work over here on CoinDesk. What are you doing? What are you doing? Today, proof of work secures perhaps 3/4 of the market capitalization or network value of all digital assets in existence. But if Ethereum switches to proof of stake, then roughly 1/5 of the total network value of proof of work digital assets will change to proof of stake digital assets. Don't get me wrong, BTC and Ether, Ethereum's native token, are very different beasts. To me, ETH is more of a substitute for Bitcoin than Meta stock is to a substitute for gold. They are both assets, but they are very different. However, it would be naive to assume that there isn't a large contingent of participants in the market for digital assets who see some similarities between Bitcoin and Ethereum that effectively make them partial substitutes in the portfolios of those investors and speculators. But Ether changing to proof of stake will reduce ETH's similarity to and substantially for Bitcoin, while simultaneously increasing its similarity to and substantially for various major proof of stake assets such as Cardano, Solana, Tron, Avalanche, Algorand, and others. So the merge will amount to a decrease in total supply of proof of work assets and an increase in supply of proof of stake assets. All else equal, a reduction in supply for proof of work assets implies an increase in the price of the remaining proof of work assets. Are you ready to mine? Yeah. Primarily Bitcoin. And an increase in the supply of proof of stake assets implies a decrease in the price of proof of stake assets. Based on current capitalization, the biggest proof of stake asset will be Ether. The merge has two possible outcomes. Either it doesn't work. Either it doesn't work. Either it works or it doesn't work. If the merge doesn't work, that seems unlikely to be good for the price of Ether. But if it does work, that also seems unlikely to be good for the price of Ether. Does he just watch the channel? Hey, yo, bro, do you just watch the channel and just copy what we talk about? Is that either it's going to be bad for the price of Ether or it's going to be bad for the price of Ether. And he's not wrong, but we've been saying that for a while. Because proof of stake based ETH will now directly compete for investor speculator market share against the panoply of other major proof of stake based digital assets. I have no idea whether the dollar price of Ether will go up or down between now and when the merge happens, and I have no idea whether the merge will happen at all, considering that it's been delayed for so many years. But if I read the news one day and it says the merge has happened, I expect the news will be sellable. And I think that that is a valid point. The hard part is that the merge happens in a bear market or a crypto winter, right? Which means it's going to be really hard for that price to go up necessarily. Other things that really kind of like hinder this, of course, is going to be the problem that we're having with staking and the inability to withdraw your stake. So if you staked and you think you're going to hit the merge and you're going to be able to withdraw, that's not the case. And I'm sorry you staked on Beacon Chain, but kind of we've been telling you, bro. So, I mean, I'm sorry, but not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. If you were listening, you should know that you shouldn't have been staking your Ethereum at this point. And that's really all I have to say about it, you know? It's just one of those things. As far as like the article there, like I said, these are things that we've been talking about for a while. There are key issues with Ethereum in general that outweigh, of course, the move to the merge. And I have worries about it. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.